Hello everybody, that's me Osama Abu Hajar, and I will be talking today about the backend side of my project EIH, how to set up the backend and how to collaborate the parts you get to get the best performance of EIH. So back to the main folder, project EIH on GitHub. I do have two subfolders. The first one is for the front end, the website where we could represent the numbers. The other one is the back end where we're going to set up the environment to run the hardware. So in another video, I did covered already how to set up the requirement. So we could find this video in the library and how to install all the dependencies to have the project run. But now let's talk about the hardware part and how to collaborate these hardwares. So I need three main items to run my project. I need the Raspberry Pi board, which is what I have right now, the Raspberry Pi 4 model. You need 8 GB of RAM on this Raspberry Pi. It's no problem with 4, but I do recommend 8. You do need 8 GB of RAM memory card, so that's just to give a space to save all the data and all the dependencies. Raspberry Pi camera, that's another thing you need. And third of all, you need IR break beam sensors. So these sensors are really good. They have like response time less than 2 milliseconds, which is really quick, like real-time sensors. I do prefer to use them. If you use another one like PR sensors, the project won't run, so you have to use this. So these sensors are in this picture over here. So we do see the sender here and the receiver here. So this represents one line and that's the other line. So for each project, we need 4 of these. For each direction, we need 2 of these. So for the direction we're going to talk right now, you have to connect your Raspberry Pi sensors via these pins. So I have described here, you could use the GPIO 4 and GPIO 17. So that's back on how you connect them and how you feel happy with connections. I did follow this chart from my Raspberry Pi about the pins number and the GPIO numbers. You could change them, but if you change the numbers, you have to take care about changing the numbers in the actual main file, EIHIR, from 4 to, let's say, 17 or 11 or 18, whatever you choose. So back to the collaboration. So after we connect the two sensors to the Raspberry Pi, we do need to fit them on the wall. So I said the IR sensors comes in a different like distance for the receiver and the sender. So they could be from a 25 centimeters depth or like width, sorry, to 1 meter and 2 meters. So depending on the side of your door. So that could be found on Amazon or whatever different website you could buy them. I do recommend the height of the sensors to be between 25 and 50. So that's to cover all the height of different adults, kids, and even if like a lady has a trolley, so you could cover that by this height. So the second item you need is the camera. So you could connect the camera to the main port of Raspberry Pi. You can get webcam camera, but this should be changed the input of the actual file to be a webcam camera. Sometimes the system will detect straight away the webcam, sometimes not. There's some tutorials online about how to switch on. But for right now, you could use the Raspberry Pi model camera, and you have to enable this camera by going to the Raspberry Pi and go to the icon and press on Preferences, Configuration. Then in Configuration, you have the Interfaces tab. Then you enable the camera from here. So you click on enable, then you click OK, then your camera is connected and it's working fully good. After you connect the camera, your system is kind of done from the part side. So you connect the two items, the IR sensor and the camera, to the Raspberry Pi. Now you have to set up the camera and adjust it in a nice position. So we set up the IR sensor as I described. The camera, I do recommend to have the height from 190 centimeters to 220. That's the height of normal people usually. So if you set up that height, that'll be okay. You could go higher, but that's depending on your camera angle and how much it can detect, what's quality. So the distance could be different depending on where your door is located, where do you think the best place to catch pictures. But I do prefer in the midpoint of the door. somewhere up, then you could have the big picture coming. But that could be changed by testing. So all this requirement could be changed depending on how you test it and how you set it up. So to run EIH, you need two systems of what I have described. So you need two of this set with the camera. One fitted outside of the building, one set inside of the building. So as I have seen in this diagram, I have the in sensors in a green, out sensors in red with the camera. So since someone walk out, the camera, this will be working, and since someone walk in, this camera will be working, and the number will be updated on the same cloud. So you could watch the other videos about how to set up the requirement, and if any questions, no harm to email me or like to leave it on my social media or whatever. Thank you.